Hello everyone and welcome to this video on the Pisces new moon happening on March 13th at 5:21 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when I originally did this video live, it was as part of a cosmic manifestation challenge that I was hosting. So if you are interested in listening to the entire video and getting some really good tips, I recommend that. Or if you just want to cut right to it and get all the details on the Pisces new moon, I'm going to leave the timestamps below. And if you feel guided to join me in the free Cosmic Manifestation Challenge, you can also do that, and I will post the link below. Otherwise, enjoy this powerful video. Hello, goddesses, and welcome to day 3 of the Cosmic Manifestation Challenge. Congratulations if you've made it to this point so far. This has been such a fun and powerful journey with you, and today I feel is extra special because we are in this beautiful energy where we are receiving new light codes as we connect to the cosmic energy of Neptune conjunct the Sun, which happens annually, and it's a very powerful, beautiful meetup. And how I see this is Neptune connects us and represents, more than connects, the Neptunian energy represents who we are on a soul level, who we are beyond this physical body. And in astrology, the sun represents our human self, our persona. So when we have these two come together, it's this beautiful merging of our higher self with our human self, and we enter that co-creative dance. So as you arrive, breathe deeply, relax, take a moment just to listen to this music, allowing it to ground you, allowing yourself to receive these new light codes that are coming in today. Hello, Erica, you did catch me live. Welcome, Nicole, so great to have you back. Kim and Sharon. So let's take a few deep breaths together just to ground and center and arrive into the moment. Inhale, release, and take another deep breath in. Exhale, and just allow yourself to receive these new energies, these new downloads that are coming in, being activated in our experience today. Hello, Mira, so good to have you. Lorena and Julie. And really congratulate yourself if you have made it to day 3 of this challenge, because often what happens is we have all this energy starting something new, right? The first day of the challenge, we have all these people, the first day of many events that happens, and then over time it falls to the side. So when we really have the commitment to show up, to see things through, it builds a sense of confidence within us. So I'm so honored you're continuing this journey with me. Hello, Sandra, great to have you. So powerful meetup of energies today with this conjunction between Neptune and the sun, receiving new downloads, receiving new light codes. And also today we're going to talk about the Pisces new moon. And I'm just so excited to dive into the energies around this. I have my chart pulled up behind me. And this is such a powerful part of co-creating with cosmic intelligence, is learning to create with these cosmic energies. And for me, there's many different ways we can connect with it, but as a master astrologer, a big part of this for me is, of course, studying these cycles, these astrological shifts, and how we can work with those energies in the highest expression. Hello, Amber, welcome. So to do a little recap of the previous days, because each day continues to build on the next. So on day 1, we really focused on merging with our higher self. And that energy is at like the peak today with this meetup between the sun and Neptune, this mergence of who we are on a soul level with our human self, our human persona, and how we are a reflection of infinite intelligence. How if we open up, we can be a channel for infinite intelligence to flow through us. So day 1 and the day 1 homework was to look at what you desire to manifest from the perspective of your higher self. So when you detach from old patterns, old programming, and old stories that you've picked up on your journey, and you connect into who you really are, what do you desire to create from that space? And day 2 is all about becoming a frequency keeper, which is really strong as we work with these energies and this Pisces new moon. because this Piscean energy is a mutable water sign. So in these energies, it's very easy to blend with our surroundings. We are extra sensitive to the emotion and energy of other people and environments. So being that frequency keeper, drawing on those tools we talked about yesterday are so important. Being in our power, staying connected to our quantum blueprint. And the day 2 homework was to notice your triggers. And this is so powerful. When we become aware of what our triggers are, what triggers us to leave that space of power, leave that space of love, when we become aware of that, even in that moment of awareness, we shift the pattern and we're able to affirm, I am a frequency keeper, and we're able to return to that space of alignment. So day 2 homework was sharing your triggers, what takes you out of that space, and also what it feels like to be in your power as a frequency keeper. So just a reminder, if you do the homework each day, which is designed to just fully support you in integrating these lessons, but if you do the homework and you tag me in the Facebook group, you're entered into a draw to win a free month in the Goddess VIP group, which is an absolutely incredible space. We do new and full moon rituals in there. You learn how to navigate and explore your Akashic records. It really, I created this space for other light workers and visionaries to come together to support one another as you create a life of prosperity and freedom and make the impact you desire to make in the world. And in this VIP space, you are given all the tools you need in order to do that, in order to manifest a life that just lights you up, that feels aligned, where you receive the money you desire, you create the impact you desire. It really is a powerful space. There's so much helpful content in there, and group calls with me and new live material every week. So definitely there's still time to enter into that if you like. Hello, Lynn, welcome. All right, so today we are diving into connecting to cosmic energy, what that means, what that looks like. So often when we think about astrology, our mind goes to zodiac signs or our sun signs. So we all see ourselves as like a Pisces or a Libra or a Scorpio, whatever the zodiac sign is. And it's not that that isn't powerful. That's really powerful. But if we look at astrology and where I was talking about the identity of the sun, right? Like the sun sign, that's just our personality. That is just one piece of the puzzle. But there is so much more to it. So our birth chart is our divine soul blueprint. So how I see our birth chart is it connects us back to our life path, our life purpose, our natural skills and abilities. And we come fully equipped to manifest a life that we love, to manifest all that we desire. And I love seeing that when I study someone's astrology, because all the desires you have in your heart, they are placed there for a reason. They are written in your records, ready for you to claim, which that in and of itself is so powerful just to breathe in and realize like how powerful your desires are, how they are meant for you, how no one else can take them away. A couple people have shared, and I'm so grateful they were vulnerable and opened up and shared some of the triggers around seeing other people's success as being a trigger for them. And oh my goodness, I think we've all experienced that at some time. But realizing that someone else's success is a beautiful representation of what is also possible for you, and no one can take from you what is written in your records as yours to claim, what is destined for you to claim. And when we realize that, we kind of relax a little bit. We're like, okay, no one can take what is mine, what I desire, what is divinely yours is there for you. And your birth chart has all those talents and strengths and energies you need in order to be able to achieve that in your life, which is a really powerful thing to realize and feel into. So my journey with astrology is really interesting because since I was a kid, it always spoke to me. I always felt this call to study astrology, and it started very simple, just reading daily horoscopes at the time that would come out in the teen magazines and stuff that I would get. And over time, I just deepened my passion and my love of astrology. And what really drew me in and pulled me in was when I started to study moon signs. And so we all know our sun sign, our identity. Our moon is who we are on an emotional level, our intuitive gifts and talents. And from there, I was hooked, and I started to go deeper and deeper until I really understood the birth chart. And to this day, it's something I still work very closely with my clients in helping them understand the message they have to share through their business, their unique talents and strengths. It's so powerful how that's information is available for us to connect to. And that kind of reminds me of something else too. I know a couple questions came in yesterday around what our quantum blueprint is. So how I see our quantum blueprint, and sometimes I use these words slightly interchangeably, our divine soul blueprint, our quantum blueprint, but our quantum blueprint is who we really are on an energetic level. Which is really powerful. It's like beyond the physical, in the quantum space, what is that energetic blueprint like for you? And we can really feel into that even in the first day when we did that exercise of focusing on that central column of light and getting to know yourself on an energetic level, getting to know yourself beyond the physical. So that's what I mean when I say quantum blueprint. And astrology in your birth chart definitely gives more insight into that as well. It's something we can feel into, but it's also something we can kind of begin to study a little bit when we have tools like astrology too. So really feeling into, just the vastness of that and the connection and the support we have as we navigate this life journey. There is so much support there. If we are open to receiving that divine guidance, you really come fully equipped. You have all you need to manifest that life that you love. Hello, Mandy. My dad's here too. Hello. All right, so we are going to dive in now and talk about the upcoming new moon in Pisces, which is so exciting, so powerful. And I can't wait to share more of these energies with you. So the Pisces new moon is happening on March 13th at 5:21 a.m. Eastern time. And we have a powerful lineup of Piscean energy at this time. We have the moon, the sun, Venus, and Neptune all in this energy of Pisces. And Pisces season really is a time of surrender, of cultivating deeper levels of trust and faith in ourselves and in the universe. So really reflecting on, and you'll see this will be part of the challenge homework today as well, is where in your life can you cultivate deeper levels of trust and faith? Piscean season and this Pisces new moon really invites us into that. This space of surrender. And often when we think of surrender, it can have this energy of like giving up. Or sometimes people say they surrender and it feels like they're giving up. But how I see surrender is more of an active state rather than passive. When we surrender, we are saying, I have done my part. I have showed up and I've done my work, and now I am open to watching how it all unfolds, to watching how the universe comes together and brings in new opportunities and new possibilities that I wasn't even aware of. So we are really sinking in to that energy at this time. Surrender, trust, and faith are like the core pieces of this beautiful new moon energy. And I also feel when I look at like the larger cycles of what's happening in the cosmos at this time, which is one of the beauty of studying astrology, is things happen in cycles. And we want to not look at anything isolated, but we want to look at the bigger picture as well of what is unfolding. And what I feel for many people in looking at the astrology is this past few months, there's been opportunities or things coming up in your life where you have been asked to surrender, invited to lean into deeper levels of trust. And this may have been traumatic experiences that have come up where you were really invited to trust in the universe a little more, really invited to connect to your higher self and not go into the ego, fear mind, or panic mode. This could even be a big dream or goal you have and you have no idea how it's going to play out, how it's all going to come together. And you are invited to trust the unfolding. You are invited to trust in the power of your desire, what you desire to call in. And this energy is like the peak of that, as well as a celebration of the beauty of our world and all the things in your life that are working, that are unfolding as they are meant to, like a celebration of how far you have come on your journey. Let me know if this is resonating or what's coming up as we feel into these new moon energies. Okay. So definitely that theme I see of surrender, of trust, of, deepening that connection to our higher self, cultivating deeper levels of faith in what is possible. And this energy surrounding the new moon, and even if you're joining me live today, that we're feeling into with this powerful conjunction, it really is opening us up to new possibilities and inviting us to really dream big. And I know we've all heard that, right? Dreaming big. But the Piscean archetype is like the embodiment of that. Each of the zodiac signs really embodies like an archetypal energy that we are all familiar with on some level, right? We know it. We know it on a soul level. And the Piscean energy is about dreaming big, right? Connecting to the so-called impossible and allowing yourself to believe in the power of those dreams. And what's really beautiful here is it's bringing you back to what actually matters to you the most. So I think in this, in the online space, it's easy to look around and see what other people are achieving and think, oh, okay, this must be, I need to work toward $1 million business, or I need to work toward a relationship like that. Like we look around and we're presented with all these images, right? And some of them we see and like it lights us up in our heart, or maybe we feel a little jealous, which that jealousy can be a sign as well that it's something we actually want too, only we're in the scarcity mindset instead of the abundance and trusting we can have it. So we see, all these things, and we want to come back to, what do I actually want? On a soul level, what do I want? And this new moon brings us back to that in a beautiful way. What do you desire? We hear this term, your dream life, your best life, and I use that a lot too, connecting, I say, to your soul aligned dream life, because to me, it's about coming back to, in your soul, in your heart, what really lights you up? What do you really desire to create? When you detach from the expectations of society or what other people are doing, what actually lights you up? At the end of the day, what do you desire? This new moon is bringing you back to that in a beautiful way and inviting you to really claim that in your experience. Myra, surrendering and trusting financial abundance. Beautiful. Rhoda, resonating. Crystal, hello again, goddess. Yes, so much surrender right now. Amber, dreaming big time. Yes, this is a time of dreaming big. It's a time of surrender. It's a time of faith. It's a time of trust. It almost feels like a simplicity to this energy, yet it's a simplicity in the sense of it's coming home to your soul and what you really want, and from that space, knowing you get to have it, knowing the universe is backing you up as you create it. But it's also a very expansive energy, and it does connect us into infinite possibility and potential. So another thing that we see with this new moon energy here, there's so much coming in. I'm like, oh my goodness, so many downloads coming in around this. So with this Piscean energy, and I mentioned this a little bit at the start as well, it is so important we're in our energy, we're being that frequency keeper, we're staying connected to our quantum blueprint, because in the shadow of this energy can present as escapism, wanting to escape the emotions that are coming up, or feeling like what may be happening in our life or in the world is too much and we close off, right? So it's really important that we keep that connection. We keep that connection above to infinite intelligence. We keep that connection within to what we are here to do and what it is we really desire to create. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we had the Virgo full moon. And if you listen to my video on the full moon, I talked about the Virgo Piscean axes. Virgo is opposite Pisces in the zodiac. That energy being very much about a lot of the things we're talking about, right? The dreaming big, the trust, having the faith. But with the Virgo energy, it also brought in a very practical component as well. looking at the systems we need. Or in my VIP group, the full moon ritual that we did was focused on what do you need. We went into the Akashic records and looked at how can you create a routine that allows you to be in your highest potential and get to where you want to go. So that energy was more about the systems, the structures, the analyzing, the creating lists, the action taking. But this new moon isn't about that at all. And if you try to navigate this energy from the space of the intellect, if you get into a space of over-analyzing, you're not working with it in the highest potential, because this energy really is about leaning back, trusting, relaxing, and going with the flow, and also a strong component of intuition that comes in. Trusting your intuition when you are making decisions, trusting your intuition to guide you on your journey in life. Sandra, this is so good and right on time, Kara. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. So glad it's resonating. I've got my chart pulled up behind me, so I'm going to take a peek at other energies really coming in as well. So at the time of the new moon, we also have Mercury is moving out of its shadow phase, which is really powerful. So we often hear about Mercury retrogrades. When Mercury retrogrades, how I work with this energy in the highest potential is I see it as a time to really explore our belief system, explore our beliefs, and release any old patterns that are actually not serving us, not supporting us, not aligned with our highest potential for our life. And sometimes we hear about the tech mishaps, misunderstandings, all of that. So anyway, Mercury has been direct for a while, but there's always a shadow phase that it goes through after it goes direct. And at the time of the new moon, it's moving out of the shadow phase and it's now covering new territory. So what this energy is really representing is there's a chapter in your life that is closing, that is finalizing. And as we move into April, as we move into Aries season, there's new life coming in. There's new energy coming in. So really using this time as well, like even though new moons are new beginnings, and this is also a closing of a cycle. It's a closing of a chapter in your life. And what I'm feeling for a lot of us collectively is it's like a closing of a chapter in terms of these old beliefs we have carried around, these old ancestral patterns we've carried around, this old karma we've carried around that we are finally ready to release and let go of, so we can move into this next phase in our life, feeling more aligned, feeling more connected. So really, really powerful stuff happening. And the Piscean energy too is really connected to like the subconscious. And this quote came through. I actually talked about this quote in my Lightworkers Rise Academy today with some of the stuff we were doing around client magnetism, client attraction. So it's one of my favorite quotes by Carl Jung that says, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate. So this new moon can really bring into your awareness what some of those subconscious patterns are that have been at play in your life, kind of running the show behind the scenes. You're ready to become more aware of them. So you are able to be conscious in what you now choose, right? Conscious in the beliefs you now choose to latch onto. And throughout this challenge, right, we've been talking about merging with your higher self and how you can have that choice to escape the suffering of the human mind, right? What really causes suffering isn't even what's happening in the external world. It's how we perceive what is happening. The suffering happens in our mind, right? We can use our mind to create like the most beautiful things in our experience, or we can use it to trap us and keep us in a cycle of anxiety. So when we learn to escape that trap of our mind and lock in to our higher self, everything in our world and our experience begins to shift. And this new moon is that beautiful opportunity to become aware of those subconscious patterns, to become aware of where you're trapped by your mind in these old cycles, and to ultimately be able to transcend that. So powerful, right? All right, time to do another check-in here. Let me know what's coming up for you. And I invite you to share as well your intentions for this new moon. I'd love to hold that space for you. And the challenge homework today is going to be looking at where in your life you are being invited to cultivate deeper levels of trust and faith. Where can you trust in the universe a little bit more? And then also sharing what your intentions are for the new moon. So really easy homework that you can do and share to be entered into that draw for the VIP group. And just really powerful, like when we talk about co-creating with cosmic energy, a really easy way to do that, if you're just beginning, you're like, I don't know my birth chart, I don't know astrology, that's okay. You can still connect into cosmic energy, and an easy way to do that is following the moon phases as well. And even looking at each new moon, setting your intention, seeing it as a new beginning, and leading up to the new moon, like days before the new moon, is actually a time where we are invited to go within. We have, you know, the moon is dark at a new moon, right? It's right next to the sun. So it's not illuminated like a full moon where it's opposite. And it really is that signal to go within, to reflect on what you really want on a soul level. What are you creating? And a full moon is where we see everything being illuminated. We see everything being amplified. So it makes it a beautiful time for releasing. And those are just really powerful, you know, cycles we can follow in our life that are going to support our manifesting, setting intentions, being clear about what we want to create and call in, and then also knowing the other side of that, that to create space to receive something, we must release and let go at the same time. Thank you, Crystal. I appreciate that. All right, so I have my chart pulled up. I'm going to feel into what else is coming through that I want to share with you today. Okay, so Jupiter is the original ruler of Pisces. So each sign of the zodiac is ruled by a planet. Now, the modern day ruler is Neptune. I personally associate the Piscean energy much more with the Neptunian energy, which again is about that transcendence, the ascension, the connection to our soul. Jupiter energy, I think, I do want to acknowledge it because I think it is helpful to look at what's going on with Jupiter right now in the cosmos, and because it is the original ruler of Pisces. So Jupiter is all about optimism. It's about expansion. And right now it's traveling through the sign of Aquarius. So these changes we are undergoing, these are happening for the collective. We are seeing a collective ascension. And this is one of the things I talked about on the first day of how, as a light leader, you are a light leader, a spiritual leader, a light worker, you hold these codes within you of what the planet can really look like in the highest potential, in the highest expression. And we are all feeling into that now as a collective. And Jupiter and Saturn moving throughout Aquarius is really helping us look at what are the new structures, the new systems that we need in place in the on the planet today to support us in moving into the fifth dimension, into more unity, more love, more harmony on the planet. And then meanwhile, we have Pluto in Capricorn doing some powerful work to break down those old systems. So that's why we were at such a powerful time right now where we're seeing both, right? In many ways, we are confronted with these things in our life that may be difficult to look at, these things in the world that may produce a lot of fear and feel uncomfortable, but we're seeing a breakdown of that. It's coming into our awareness to be released, to be cleared. And at the same time, we are now in the process of the rebuilding, the recreation, and you are a crucial part of that. And I know if you're showing up here and you've showed up to these trainings, you're feeling that call. You're feeling that call to channel some powerful work into the world, to share your message with the world in really big ways. And it's just so beautiful to witness. So Pluto is actually also, speaking of Pluto, it's also directly interacting with this moon energy as well. So it is forming a sextile to the moon. And this feeds into this idea of soul level transformation, and how I feel that so many of us right now have been confronted with situations in our life these past couple of months where we've had to surrender. We've had to let go of needing to figure it all out, do it all on our own, just rely on our human strength and ourself. And we've had to surrender and trust in a greater power. And this interaction with Pluto and the moon, a sextile is like a positive flow of energy in astrology. So it really is this beautiful reminder that yes, things are coming together for you. Yes, you are changing. Things are unfolding. Trust the process. Have faith in the process. Have faith in the unfolding. Nicole, thank you for sharing your beautiful intention to deepen your trust and faith in your new home arriving at the perfect time. Yes. Yes, it is, Goddess. I believe that. Holding that space for you. All right, so that is all about this beautiful new moon in Pisces. So a reminder of your homework today. Share with me where in your life you are called to sink into deeper levels of faith, deeper levels of trust, and what your new moon intentions are. Tag me to be entered into that draw to win a free month in the Goddess VIP group. And again, in that space, we do new and full moon rituals. You learn to explore your Akashic records. You get monthly calls with me. There's high level energy work to help you become a powerful manifester, to really learn how to co-create the life you want with infinite intelligence. All right. Erica, I hope so. I try to keep trust, but it's been so many cold, lonely nights. Yes, I always think like it's easy to have the hope, easy to keep the faith and trust when things are flowing really well. When it's not, that's when true faith kicks in. That's when we really have to say, okay, things are not unfolding as I thought. Can I still trust? Can I still have faith? And that's part of the work of our human experience and journey. All right, so this has been so fun gathering with each of you today. Join me tomorrow for day 4, which is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern. I am sending so much love to you all. Enjoy this beautiful alignment today between Neptune and the Sun. Really focusing on becoming that frequency keeper, receiving the new light codes that are coming in. And on March 13th is when we'll officially celebrate the Pisces new moon. All right, if you're on the replay, you know I'd love to hear from you as well. I'll be checking back in. Bye for now, goddesses.